¿Qué me estás preguntando?
¿Qué onda con las Islas Malvinas?
Mira, pienso que...
Maldivas?
Malvinas.
Las Islas Malvinas. Sí.
Yeah.
Las Islas
Falkland
Malvinas Argentinas.
Okay.
Pienso...
Okay.
Obviously Argentina.
Sorry, I need to say the truth.
It's good.
Inglaterra,
England,
Estados Unidos
United States,
y con la ayuda
with the help
de nuestro país hermano Chile,
with the help of Chile,
nos robaron
the brother country Chile.
Nos robaron una parte de nuestro país.
They stole one part of his country.
Sí, y murieron muchas personas.
And killed a bunch of people.
Y recibimos una invasión y una guerra muy grande para nuestro país.
And they sent an invitation for a huge war between the two countries.
Eso pienso.
This is what I think.
Pero me gusta muchísimo fuera de eso. Amo Inglaterra, la cultura, la música, el rugby, todo, el fútbol, Manchester, you know.
So I love everything about England, rugby, football,
pero
music.
I say the truth.
But he says the truth.
Ay, qué pregunta difícil. Ay, no sé qué decir. Ay, no sé qué decir. No sé. La opinión sobre la guerra y es un golpe muy fuerte para nosotros. Fue algo muy duro que... Pero no tengo ni palabras. Fue algo que me impactó mucho. Yo no existía, pero no, es algo... No sé.
Que fue una equivocación del gobierno argentino. Fue un gran error que cometieron.
Es una guerra que... es una herida que no cerró todavía. Nosotros como argentinos nos duele mucho. Así que, de nada. Yo sigo diciendo que las islas son argentinas y van a volver a serlo pronto. No por guerra, sino porque uno lo lleva en la sangre. Somos argentinos y creemos eso.
Pienso que fue una injusticia. Fue una injusticia porque estaba tomado eso por los ingleses. Sí. Y que no tendría que haber ocurrido lo que ocurrió. Tendría que haber sido por la vía diplomática.
I can't say if the Malvinas belong to us or England, because I really don't know the case, what happened really. But I think that there were several things that the England people British did to us that they were very bad. So, for example, shooting the boat that was carrying, sick people from the war. They shoot that boat and they killed all the people that were injured, about to die. I know that is true, and I think it's awful from England, but I really don't know the case, so I can't say nothing.
Malvinas son Argentinas. There is a very famous phrase in Argentina that says there were a war and someone asked to the president about his position in that war, and he says, "Yo argentino." It's like a neutral answer, but in the same time doesn't say anything. And about that team it's the same, "Yo argentino."
Personally, because we as Argentinians saw it like the way that England came and stole our island. That in fact that's the real, that happened. So that's
you are convinced of that, or at least I am convinced of that.
Yes, I don't know what the world thinks about that, but they just came and
that's something
war.
I don't know. I don't know if people in the world...
Most people, I don't think, I didn't really know anything about it.
What?
I didn't really know anything about it, so yeah, I think most people, it's not...
In America, it's not
yeah.
Like they know about the Malvinas thing all the time.
Like I knew there was a war, but even like in English we call it the Falkland Islands, which is the British term. And I didn't know that you call it the Malvinas until I came here. and I realized it was a big deal when everyone got pissed at me when I was calling it the Falkland Islands.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's ¿cómo se sabe más? Apart from the land that we lost, Argentinian land, and that now is England, a lot of boys and the Argentinian people that was sent to the island to fight just because England wants to.
I mean, that's pretty much the same thing about the American soldiers in Vietnam, for example. Why they? That's the worst part.
Yes. Yes. That's the worst because everyone knows or have a friend that his father or his uncle had gone.
He went to the Malvinas War,
and maybe he's dead. Probably.
Were there did a lot of people die in the war?
Yes, a lot.
I don't know how many, but many.
The war was only like in the 70s, right?
82.
82?
April of 82.
I mean, maybe it's not such a big number, but Argentine people.
Yes,
it's a big number. In the 80s, also we were very few millions in comparison to United States. So it has a greater impact.
Está riquísimo. Está en el auge.
Like what would have to happen to make you feel like, do you want just them to be owned by Argentina, or?
Of course, as it should be.
But what would happen to the people who live there?
They could stay there. I mean, what's the difference?
But I mean, it's completely. They speak English. Would they have to learn Spanish, or like?
Why? If they want to speak English, it's like a separated community. I mean, they shouldn't be there in the first place.
Yes, but then you.
But then you could say that about all of us.
There are a lot of people that came after this happened, so I don't blame that people. I mean,
no, the people
they are being
never blame the people because they just live there.
So you cannot be mad at them because they are British there. I mean, it's if Great Britain recognized that the Falkland Islands are Argentine, that's enough. Then the people are now living in Argentina, and this is part of our country. That in the end, that's the most annoying part, because Argentina always was a country that accepts people from our country. We are a mix of a lot of cultures from Europe.
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Yes. Well.
Pretty much all either Spanish or Italy.
Well, but I mean, we have a lot of foreigners in comparison to Chile or Paraguay or Peru. In those countries there is still a Peruvian culture that came from many centuries ago. You know, the
indigenous culture.
Yes, I don't believe that's so. That happens in the Argentine culture. It's
mix
like way
a lot of European countries, and mostly Spain.
If like England said that they would pay you like indemnities or something like that for the islands, do you think that would be satisfactory?
They can introduce that money in the ass. Just like that. The money doesn't fit anything. So why I would like to have some money.
No. Also, I mean, with that money, the way we manage this country, it's not gonna be.
It will be lost like in 2 days.
Not the best option.
Y fue una guerra política, militar, así que no... Como estaban en el poder los militares, querían conservar el poder y se despacharon con una guerra, bueno, cosas que no estábamos preparados los argentinos, ni fueron chicos de 18 años, así que eran como un bebé, ¿viste? Realmente no estábamos preparados para eso.
I think it's quite funny, you know, like the Argentine government when they started the war around the Falklands, you know, it was this whole nationalistic.
Yeah, nationalist,
like propaganda, sort of.
It was Perón, right?
I don't know what the word. It's probably similar to the word in Spanish, but like demagogia. Does it sound to you? Does it ring it up? Well, it comes from Greek, you know, and it's used in like politics and like social science. It's basically when a government, basically when a government, you know, like sort of tricks the people into believing something that benefits itself, like the government. So, like basically the original Falkland War was really funny because there was this military dictatorship that had usurped the power in Argentina, and they were basically, you know, like selling natural resources, I don't know, oil and mining and whatever, and they were just kind of like completely sacking the country, you know, pillaging after they had conquered it, you know, junta de gobierno, and then they start waving this flag of nationalism, like, oh, we have this lit territory, these islands, nobody knows about them, they're there lost in the sea, but they're ours and we have the right to them, so we're going to make a war and fight against the British, which is this completely advanced military like empire, but we're gonna go fight them and we're gonna claim back our lands. Yeah, we're not like kind of trying to cover like everything all the shit they were doing with the country. And right now it's like the similar situation. They're like claiming something which doesn't, like the people in the Falklands aren't Argentine, they probably don't even feel themselves Argentine, and there's nothing very important there. Like, yeah, there's sea rights and all that. It's okay. But like, first fix your shit at home and then start looking for other shit outside of your house. And so, it's like they're doing the same thing over again. Like, trying to wave this flag of nationalism while they're selling the country and kind of like just pillaging it all over again. And so it's pointless. It's absurd. I don't know. And if somebody believes that Argentina has a right to those islands, then like, I don't know, like what's with like the national oil or the gas or the mines or whatever. It's like there's no point at all in looking for like fighting for those islands, except demagogy, you know, propaganda, publicity, distracting the attention from real important issues and putting it somewhere else. So that's my opinion about Falkland Islands.